Hi, for today's recipe we're going to be making some Pav Bhaji. For Pav Bhaji itself, you need some pavs and the ingredients to make your bhaji. For the bhaji, you can use any selection of mixed vegetables you want, but for this specific recipe, I am going to use half a bowl of peas, half a bowl of diced potatoes, 2 bowls of diced gourd or lauki, half a bowl of diced carrots and half a bowl of chopped beans. So now we're going to put them inside of a pressure cooker and then cover them with water. Okay, so obviously your nutritional value for your pav bhaji will depend on what you include, but for the description of this one I am just going to include the nutritional benefits of eating these specific vegetables. Okay, yeah, aside from these we'll need onion and tomato to add flavor, but we'll add them later and I'll get back to filming when we do. So just get everything inside. I'm pretty good at this. Okay. Now that everything is inside, we're going to add some water on top of it.
Just enough to cover it.
Yep, just enough to cover all of it.
Add a little bit of salt.
I think we should add more water.
No, that's good enough. Add half a teaspoon of salt and put it on pressure.
So, I'm back. We've pressure cooked our vegetables for 4 to 5 whistles now. They should look like this. Remember, I'm making it for my entire family, so this serves 4. If you're making it for just yourself, divide all the ingredients by 4. So now we're just going to light up the pans. Okay, that's nice. Keep that back.
Till it heats up, you mash up this thing.
Now we're going to add some oil. About 1 tablespoon of oil should be enough. Just stir it a little.
Because we add a cube of butter also.
Yep, and a cube of butter, which is about 1 tablespoon, I'd say. Alright, so now we're going to start mashing. Take a masher, or you could use a wooden spoon. We have a masher, so I'm going to use a masher. Gently mash all your ingredients.
So some of it will also be mashed when it's cooked in the pan. So don't worry too much about it.
Don't over mash it.
No, you can over mash it. Pav bhaji is mashed.
Huh, didn't know that. And oil started to heat up.
The butter is sizzling. You have to put garlic there, no?
Yep. So we need about 2 to 3 cloves of chopped garlic.
Oh, since you like it more, you put more here.
Yep, since I like
So
more
this is
garlic.
7-8.
Oh yeah, 7-8 cloves of chopped garlic.
Put all of it.
I like garlic. Nice flavor.
And it's healthy also. So it lowers your cholesterol.
Alright, mashing is going well. It's a bit messy if we're doing
Keep
it.
stirring the garlic thing.
Alright, I'm gonna start stirring the garlic now. Once they start to warm up or they start to brown up, I'm going to add the mash and then I'm going to add the onions and tomatoes. Okay, so if we're back, let me just check. I'm going to add the onions now. We're going to let them brown. Then we will add the tomatoes. This is about 1 chopped onion.
1 no, it is 2.
2 chopped onions.
The more the onion and tomato, the better it's going to be. Stir it.
We're going to cook the onions until they start to brown and then we're going to add our tomatoes. For For the recipe, I also recommend 2 teaspoons of Pav Bhaji powder. Actually, that's a necessity, 2 teaspoons of Pav Bhaji powder. But what I do recommend is 1 or 2 drops of lemon juice. Goes a long way in improving the taste of the bhaji.
But that when you are eating in the end, then you can do it.
You can add more in the end. Alright, onions are starting to brown. I'm gonna add the tomatoes now.
Yeah, so here we don't have to brown it like you need it for the gravy. We just need to soften it.
Yep.
So we are adding lots of tomatoes, but you can add less if you want. That's around approximately 4 tomatoes.
Yep.
Tomatoes are good for you.
Tomatoes are good for you.
We'll do that till tomatoes soften.
Personally, not a huge fan of tomatoes, but I do not mind them in dishes. But like when the tomato is cold and when it's raw, I won't like to eat one.
So if you want it to soften faster, you can just cover it with the lid for a minute.
Yeah, but for the video, we're just not gonna do that.
No, do that.
I don't think we should. Let's leave it for a bit.
Okay.
Alright, so our tomatoes have started to soften up. You can check that by prodding them with a wooden spoon. If they start to break apart or mash, they start to soften up. Next, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of Pav Bhaji masala. Did not know that Pav Bhaji was popular enough to have its own masala.
And it's readily available in market at any outlet.
Yeah. Pav Bhaji is a very popular dish in India.
It originally comes from it's very popular in Maharashtra and Gujarat, originated from there, but now almost all of India loves it.
Yeah, it's basically a poster child for the Indian cuisine.
Okay, mix it well.
Mix, 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 mix.
Okay, let it bhuno a little before you add your mashed vegetables.
Alright. Hydrogen's a weird element, I don't like it.
Okay, put your mashed vegetables.
Alright, we're gonna add the mashed vegetables. Oh, it's hot. Okay. Our mash has been added.
Then mix it well with the
Good mix, and we're gonna mash it more with our wooden spoon. May not look very appealing right now, but it's gonna look better, just trust me. Sounds like slop, doesn't it?
yeah, now you have to keep cooking. Till all the flavors come together. That may take 10 minutes or so.
Alright, I've stirred it for a bit now. I'm gonna give it a little taste test. Needs a little more salt. Remember, always check for seasoning. One of the most important things.
Half a teaspoon.
A nice pinch or half a teaspoon. I should have drizzled that one.
No, if it's water, you can do it this way. It's good enough. But in dry thing, important to drizzle.
Alright, nice mix. You do this for about 10-15 minutes, your Pav Bhaji will be ready.
So
But-
meanwhile, when it's cooking, you can toast the pav.
Yep, and while our bhaji is being made, I'm going to make the pav.
You've sliced him.
So these are just regular pavs, but I would prefer if you use multi-grain bread or multi-grain pav.
And we have sliced them already.
Yeah, slice them, that's important. So to start off, we're gonna turn this one on. Still a bit afraid of turning it on, but I've gotten a lot better. We're gonna add oil now.
Don't just brush it with oil.
Okay, we're gonna brush it with oil
So
then.
you just need only a little, and we want to make it healthy.
Yeah. A little brush. We do this brush to make sure that nothing gets coated. They're not coated, stuck.
It will make it crispy also.
Yeah.
And you can add a little bit of butter. Sorry. A little bit of butter.
I'd say that butter is an optional ingredient in this.
Spread the butter with the brush.
Yep. Spread with the brush. Don't mind the noises from outside. That's just what living in Gurgaon is.
Okay, now you can put the paws there.
No, I'm gonna spread the entire butter first.
Okay.
Alright, butter has been spread. We're gonna add our paws now. Give them some spacing. Pav Bhaji isn't the healthiest of dishes, but I say you should.
No, if you don't use too much of butter in this, it can be a very healthy option because it has lots and lots of vegetables and tomatoes. So it depends on how you make it.
Alright, could be healthy then.
And you can eat it with the roti if you want to make it healthier.
Yeah, but that would just be roti bhaji.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna increase the flames.
No, let it be in this thing because it will take time. So
Right.
let it be on sim only. And mash and mash and mash this.
Mash. Making pav bhaji is hard work, but I think it's worth it. Do you think it's worth it?
Oh, absolutely.
Ow. Alright, so be more careful if this is your first time like it is mine. Accidents like that are going to happen. A little bit of water got splashed on my hand and that hurt a lot. So now we're gonna mash it more. This is a recipe that my mother uses a lot. It's not exactly that, but it's pretty similar to that. And she learned a similar recipe from her mother. So kind of generational, isn't it?
Yeah. But everybody makes their own tweaks to the recipes. So it changes a little, but the essence remains the same. So when you mash it, it will make it get together faster. It makes your cooking process easier.
Yep.
Now when we are short on time and all, we can't really, earlier people used to spend hours cooking it. And bhaji, the more you cook it, the better it tastes. But we are taking help of mashers so that, let me see whether it is, yeah, I think it's coming together nicely.
The process itself is simple, but it takes a fair bit of time.
Yeah. So now,
I'd say you can make this recipe in about 30 minutes total.
and check on your paws. If they are browned, you have to palto them. No.
Our paws have not been browned yet, so
So
we're
you
going to let them cook
can
more.
increase the flame a little.
I think I have scald marks here now.
It's okay. When you're cooking, you have to take some splishes and splashes.
Alright. Looks about done right now, wouldn't you say so?
I think so.
Alright, so I think we can turn off the heat.
Yeah.
And we flipped one of our paws, as you can see here, because this was about to be done.
So let's plate.
Yep. And it looks like a flower.
Flip more paws. Let them. Okay. Normally use a.
Going to.
Don't use your hands.
Yeah.
Mamas are a little used to, so they can, but you please don't. You'll burn your fingers.
Like I did today.
Yeah. So I think first take out the bhaji. तब तक वो गरम रहेगा. What's your-
So 1 or 2 big spoonfuls of bhaji.
Okay.
It looks pretty good right now. And a
2 paws.
Yep, 2 paws. You can add as many paws as you want.
Okay. You can add some butter to it if you want.
And we're gonna add 1 dollop of butter on the bhaji for style points.
And you can have a squeeze of lemon.
Yep, a squeeze of lemon, pretty important.